Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the UNCW Soccer Stadium for the latest edition of Keeping It Real with Coach Neal. Alongside head UNCW women's soccer coach Chris Neal, I'm Eric Rue, and Coach, obviously, you got to be glad to be back home after a couple of weeks on the road due to Hurricane Florence. It's got to be feel pretty good to be back in the port city.
Yeah, sleeping in your own bed is nice after a couple-week hiatus, but we kind of got used to each other on the road for a couple of weeks. I don't know. I was getting used to it and having fun, so we decided to include them today, and the whole team's going to keep it real today, Eric.
Obviously, let's go back to September 11th. That was the last day that students and staff were allowed here on campus. It's been about 3 weeks. Take us through the timeline of how your team has gone through Hurricane Florence and the after effects of it.
Well, we had a 10-day complete break from each other where they went and evacuated and went back home. We all went our separate ways, and we stayed in communication. They worked out. They did a good job of staying in shape on their own, but before we go any further, I want to make sure we make note of our AD, Jimmy Bass, and Dana Harris, Tracy Forjanic. Those three behind the scenes did an incredible job of providing our team the resources to eventually get back together. They did a tremendous amount of work reuniting us and doing their best to keep us on track, because that 10-day break is in the middle of the season is certainly not ideal, but our administration really stepped up and helped us out. So the timeline was a 10-day break. We reunited at Elon 2 Thursdays ago. Elon was really generous and let us train at their place on the Thursday night. We trained at a local park in Chapel Hill on the Friday morning. 48 hours later, we were on a plane to Boston, and we had a really good competition with Northeastern. We dropped one in overtime, but I was really, really impressed with what this group threw together after such a long break. It's a match we could have won. So we came back from Northeastern, and we had a couple days more in Chapel Hill. Where we trained? We trained at Duke one day, and where else? Oh, we gave you a day off. That's right, we gave them a day off. I think they'd had enough of us. And then we actually went to William and Mary on the Wednesday morning by bus and trained at William and Mary. And then on Thursday night, we played a great game against William and Mary, scored 3 goals, and got our first 3 points on the road. Which was a tough grind. And then back to the hotel. Help me out, I'm getting old. That's right. We came back to Wilmington on Friday. They got to sleep in their own beds. Fortunately, all of our apartments and everything were in good shape, so there was no major damage. So from a life standpoint, nobody was really struggling. And we played Hofstra in another great game on Sunday.
You had 17 days between competitions, the win over Coastal Carolina, and then you dropped the heartbreaker in overtime against Northeastern. When you have that sort of break, how difficult or how easy was it to get the team back together and getting them focused on getting back to normalcy?
Well, it was all new to us. There's no blueprint for it, so I didn't really have any idea what to expect. I don't think they did either. But again, our administration did a great job of getting us back together. And I told them during the break, we've got everything we already need to win this league. We just got to go out and execute. So it was like riding a bike. You know, were we a little rusty at Northeastern? Probably, but we're back to where we were before the break at this point.
3 games into your conference season now, you're probably not where you would want to be at 1 and 2, but again, all 3 very close, competitive games. Give me a sense of your team's performance through the first couple of weeks of conference play.
Well, I think we're certainly hungry for more. Everyone keeps saying to us and to the coaching staff, man, that team is playing at a very high level. They keep referencing the improvement. The team has certainly been through a lot, but I see it all as opportunity. It is an incredible opportunity for our team to do something that no other team has done before. We get the opportunity to play the top 6 teams that finished in this league last year, 1 through 6. We get the opportunity to play all of them on the road this fall. We get the opportunity to play the first 5 on the road against Northeastern, James Madison, William and Mary, Hofstra, and Drexel. Okay, so it's an opportunity for us to defy the odds, get into that conference tournament, okay, and win it. It's that simple, and do something really, really special with this year. And these guys have it in them, there's no question. In terms of the results, I had no idea what we were going to look like at Northeastern, but we looked way better than I thought we would. So that was optimistic after that long of a break. William and Mary, we scored 3 goals and looked pretty sharp at times. That was a good game. And Hofstra, we're kicking ourselves right now. That's a game that we all know we could have won. We created really, really good chances, and we feel like we left 3 points on the board at Duke against Hofstra yesterday. Hofstra is 14-1, okay, in their last 15 matches. And I felt that we outplayed them. I felt we created better chances. I give their goalkeeper a lot of credit, especially in the second half. But Hofstra is the top team in this league. They're the team to beat. They are the man. You know what they say, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
2 matches on the docket this week. You head to Philly to take on Drexel. You head to Harrisonburg to take on JMU. A couple of rough road trips ahead for you. What do you see out of Drexel and what do you see out of JMU as you prepare for this week's gauntlet?
The road games are like home matches to us now. No problem. They're 2 very good teams. They're picked to finish in the top 5. But our team has shown that we're ready for this, and we're going to get wins on the road.
Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck. We're glad to have you back here in the Port City. Hopefully you'll be able to play here in a couple of weeks and finally get a home game. I'm sure you guys would be more than happy to have one.
Well, we won't turn one down at this point, that's for sure. Anything you guys want to add? You good? Any questions for the players? No? Wait.
Coach, thanks for the time. We'll check in with you again next week. For head coach Chris Neal, I'm Eric Rube. Make sure to tune in next week for another edition of Keeping It Real with Coach Neal right here on SDN.